Warriors, and welcome to the COASTER-net update. We've got some breaking news this evening coming out of Cedar Point, where we just learned that the famed duo of Midnight Syndicate will be returning to this year's annual Halloweekends event. Now, they do a completely interactive, immersive show where they play songs from their 20 years of musical history at Cedar Point. And it's all haunt-themed. Now, you may not know, Danny, who Midnight Syndicate is, but if you've ever been through a haunt at Cedar Point or at Cedar Fair, you've probably heard their music. They are extremely popular with the haunt communities. And I think the coolest thing about this news is that they don't do a lot of live shows. That 2 years ago at Cedar Point's Halloweekends, when they first did their Midnight Syndicate live show, that was the first time ever that they performed live anywhere in the world. So it's kind of cool that this is coming back to Cedar Point. Danny, what are some of your thoughts on this?
Well, like you said, I'm not terribly familiar with a lot of the haunts because of, me growing up being an athlete, especially in the winter months and the fall months. I didn't get to go to a lot of haunts, but I've gone to a few this year. And I specifically remember going to Dorney haunts when I was in high school. And early in my college days, and I specifically remember walking through some of the haunts, and the music and the sound was really, I thought it was a perfect fit. I think the fright, what was it, the Fright Zone or the Twilight Zone, or it's whatever the main walk-through scare area that went underneath Thunderhawk at Dorney Park was. I specifically remember the music from that walkthrough, and just how fitting it was. So, and I honestly never knew where they got that music from. So to hear that this is coming to Cedar Point and that there's going to be a live performance of this kind of music, I think it's a really good fit, especially since they already do so much work with Cedar Point and Cedar Fair. I think it's a good fit, and I think it's something that I don't know. I think people are going to be interested in because, it's Halloween time. You're in the frightful mood, I guess you could say. And, you want a little something different. If you're going to go see a show, why not see some really cool Halloween creepy type music be performed? I think it's a great idea.
Now, what's most interesting is on their last tour through Halloweekends, they actually used the Good Times Theater, the old Ice Arena, the old IMAX Theater,
sure,
which was really, really big, housed a lot of people, had a huge stage to play with. This time they're moving to the much more smaller, the more intimate Jack Aldrich Theater up at the front of the park. So it'll be interesting. They say they've got a whole bunch of new surprises in store, that if you saw the last show, there was a huge surprise at the end where all these, scare actors showed up out of nowhere, out of a blackout, and they're all over the theater. It's really, really cool, I thought. So it'll be interesting to see what the duo of Midnight Syndicate has planned for the Jack Aldrich Theater coming up this year. So I'm pretty excited about this announcement. Now, as always, thanks for joining us, and you can track any more developments of this story on COASTER-net.com. And as always, ride on, Ride Warriors.
See you next time, guys.